person in 2012. We had a very good conversation in March on the phone. We just need to get to know each other, and we, as a leadership team, are enjoying the fact that we have a chance to meet with him.
Meantime, Trump is reversing a suggestion he made on Sunday that he may not back House Speaker Ryan as convention chair.
He's a very good man. He wants what's good for the party, and I think we're going to have very positive results. And I'd love, frankly, for him to stay and be chairman. I think he loves this party, he loves this country, and he wants to see something good happen, and I think we're going to do better if we're unified.
All right, so what do you make of the change in tone coming from Trump on Paul Ryan?
Well, I think Trump is very savvy and he's very clever. Look, we've all known that his method with negotiation is to make it clear that he's willing to walk away from the table. So when he tells Paul Ryan, hey, maybe you don't have to be the convention chair if you don't like me, I think that sent the signal that showed Ryan that, look, Trump wants to work with him, but he's also going to hold a tough line. He's not going to be this person who now all of a sudden, as the nominee, feels compelled to follow everyone's lead. Remember, he got here largely without any establishment support. That being said, I think both Trump and Ryan, their common denominator, which you have to find in a negotiation, is they do want to win. They do want to beat Hillary Clinton, and they know that you do that by uniting the party. Ryan's point, though, cannot be underestimated, that you can't somehow pretend or hold a press conference or a pep rally and say, we're all one happy family.
Yes, you can. They've always done that.
Well, but it won't work. You can do that stylistically. You can do that for maybe a news cycle or two, but I do think there are deep concerns about some positions, and I think Trump is ready to help address them.
So perhaps that goes back
forward
to Paul Ryan's strategy. I can't just support him as our nominee right now.
Why not? They've always done it that way. Why not? Why can't you just support him? If the people have chosen this candidate, why can't you just get behind him? He doesn't have any competitors anymore. I'm just confused, and it wouldn't matter who he is. Right? It has never mattered until now. So, Tony, what's different?
Look, well, Trump is different. I mean, he's come clearly from way outside any of the normal kind of establishment of the Republican Party. And by establishment, I don't just mean the ruling class. I mean, he's not a bona fide long-term conservative with a record of fighting for certain things that the Republican Party since Reagan has identified as important. Taxes, obviously, foreign policy and stuff. Here's the difference, though. I think Trump basically understands that he has the upper hand here, and I think he's smartly beginning to play it. But while he has the upper hand, and he also has the burden, and that's where I think we're going to have to watch him now till the convention to see what he does.
It sounds reasonable. Speaker Ryan saying, you know what, I don't know him very well. I need to get to know him better. Yeah. You have made it very clear your reservations about Donald Trump, and Paul Ryan has said the same. I need to know him better. Do you think if Paul Ryan gets on board, do you think it's possible Meghan McCain could?
Well, I think if I trust Paul Ryan implicitly, and I was very grateful that he was giving people like me cover that still have reticence about Donald Trump. Let me give you an example, Harris Faulkner, because you're asking why now.
I love it when she uses my last name.
Faulkner, yes. I don't know why I just said I know you personally, but anyway.
Ms. Jackson, if you're
Ms. Faulkner. Anyway, so right now there is a white nationalist that's a delegate for Donald Trump in California. People like me, I don't want to be associated with anything like that ever. He has said incendiary things. He's attached to things that I am not comfortable with, not the values that I believe the Republican Party should be, not the values I think the Republican Party should espouse in the national election. And I think there are things like that that we still have concerns about. But if we have Paul Ryan and other leaders meeting with Donald Trump and singing Kumbaya, this is a complete tone shift. Just let me finish 1 second. It's a complete tone shift. Just a few days ago, Donald Trump was saying, some Republicans can sit out this election 8 years. We don't need you. This is a complete shift in a mere few days. Maybe he's realizing we do have to unite. On top of that, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are complete disarray on the Democratic side, so we have an opportunity to beat them.
Well, they have an opportunity and they have a need. Dagan, I want to get your response to this because you and I, the nerds that we are, we've been talking about these exit polls all morning, and this one was really interesting. This is coming out of Nebraska and West Virginia, where GOP voters feel betrayed by the Republican Party and angry with the federal government. In Nebraska, 63% of Republican voters. West Virginia, 49%. Doesn't this just define this campaign, this election?
It gives Donald Trump an excuse for not quickly kissing the ring, if you will, and making amends with Paul Ryan, because Paul Ryan started it last week when he seemed genuinely shocked that Donald Trump was the presumptive nominee, quite frankly.
I think he was.
And there was a little bit of that, because when he said, I don't really know him that well, that was today. He didn't have that more genuine response last week, which I didn't think was authentic for Paul Ryan.
He said, I'm not there yet.
Right, I'm not there yet. Second thing, though, as a voracious consumer of reality television shows, I think you never put down drama, and I think you never want to like mend a fissure, or you never want to like get over a dust up too quickly, because then people lose interest. If they come together, doesn't that make people pay even closer attention to the unity in the Republican Party?
So that's interesting, because that's a juxtaposition, as Megan talked about, to what's happening now, particularly since last night, what's happening on the other side of the aisle. I mean, Bernie Sanders taking West Virginia, Bernie Sanders taking the news cycle, if you will, today, with some of the strides that he's picked up. It is a juxtaposition to that. And again, who would ever have thought that Republicans, based on 17 in the beginning competing, would be getting it together a little bit faster, maybe even a whole lot, before the Democrats? It gives them wind at their sails. It gives them a positive message. And maybe it is this dramatic dance. I'm a fan of dancing, and I'm with you on the reality.
But that's why the leadership cannot squander this opportunity to try to build a constructive relationship. I don't think so. You have Senator Corker, very well-respected member of the Senate, who's come out, Senator Cornyn, all saying, look, Donald Trump's our nominee. We have to learn how to work with him. I think Paul Ryan, you're absolutely right, Dagan, initially came out, and it was this kind of awkward, I'm not there yet, I'm marinating on it. It sounded kind of small ball for such an intellectual heavyweight like